Hello guys, Jack here, and today I'm going to be walking you through all of the Easter eggs discovered so far in Star Wars Battlefront. Some big, some small, and some that are not so obvious on the surface. Most of them are nods to the films that for a Star Wars fan are great to see, especially when you recognise them. Let's kick things off with something quite special indeed, and it's very simple to get this one. If you leave the game on the menu screen for a little bit without touching it, we get to see a really cool interaction scene with R2-D2 and C-3PO.
R2, where are you? Hey, over here! R2-D2, get over here at once. This is no time for your foolishness. Follow you? Why should I do that, you bucket of bolts?
It's actually a really long conversation and goes on for a fair few minutes. Bear in mind that there are also a number of other background animations, including the AT-AT and the TIE Fighter background as well. You will need the R2-D2 one though to get the conversation. The wildlife in Battlefront is varied and scattered all over each map you'll play on. Now there are plenty of creatures around the planet, but this little guy on Endor is particularly special. He looks like a giant tree-dwelling lizard, and according to internet reports, it's based on some concept designs from Ralph McQuarrie, which is very cool indeed. Look out for him on a couple of the Endor maps. He's pretty scary, and if he jumps out when you're not expecting him, he's going to give you a fright. And whilst we're on the topic of Ralph McQuarrie, the huts that are visible over the lake in the larger Endor map are also a supposed nod to some Ralph McQuarrie designs. The level of detail in this game and the research that's gone into it is actually very impressive. Back on Tatooine, we can see Jawas running away from the Sandcrawler on the Jawa Refuge map, as well as some interestingly 2D Tusken Raiders on most of the Tatooine maps. They can be seen hiding out on the hills in the distance on most of the maps, including the survival modes. Fire your blaster at them and you might get a reaction. This one is well documented, but on Endor of course we've got the Ewoks who run away from you if you get too close or shoot at them. But why would you ever want to shoot at them? You can also see them flying around in the air on the larger game modes as well, so make sure you look out for them. Next, what about those Wampers? Well, on the very first tutorial mission you encounter in the game, if you look way out into the distance you can actually see a group of Tauntauns being chased by a Wamper. This Wamper doesn't quite fancy the chase mine, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. These guys actually appear on the Hoth battle missions as well. Again, just look out into the distance and you'll see them going about their business. Talking of Wampers, on the Echo Base map there's actually a Wamper room on the Imperial side of the map. You'll notice a yellow sign on the door which matches a deleted scene from the Empire Strikes Back film, and if you wait at the door long enough you'll actually hear a Wamper's roar. Is that just audio, or maybe there's somehow we can get into the room? I doubt it, but it's cool to dream nonetheless. Talking of deadly encounters with monsters and aliens, be careful not to get swallowed up by the Sarlacc Pit on Tatooine. Not only is the pit present and very dangerous, but if you fall inside you actually go into the mouth of the Sarlacc. But don't worry, because if you're Boba Fett with lots of health you can just use your jump pack to get the hell out of dodge and deny the Sarlacc a tasty treat. On Tatooine you can also see a downed pod to the right of the Sarlacc Pit, another nod to the film, as of course C-3PO and R2-D2 used an escape pod to make their exit in A New Hope and landed in the Tatooine desert. Back to the Echo Base map now, and a nice little Easter egg just lying around for us to find. At first glance it looks like C-3PO covered in snow, but on closer inspection you can actually see it's K-3PO. You can tell by the red markings on his chest plate. K-3PO first appeared in The Empire Strikes Back. He is moving as well, which is pretty cool, not just a stationary asset on the floor. Last but not least of them all, and probably the best Easter egg discovered so far in the game. Do you remember the scene in A New Hope made famous by the Stormtrooper in the background hitting his head on the doorway as he walks through? Well, DICE have sneakily recreated this moment in one of the training missions. Load up the AT-ST training mission on Sullust, and in the background you can see the Stormtrooper hitting his head on the stairs as he tries to go underneath. This is no accident and a fantastic nod to the films. In fact, film references and little attentions to detail can be found throughout the entire game. Bantha herds walking through the sand dunes on Tatooine, 21B the medical droid just chilling on the Jawa Refuge map, and even the remains of the Krayt Dragon are present on the Tatooine battle map. The very same ones that were of course encountered by C-3PO in A New Hope. The attention to detail is really impressive, and I'm sure there are little things that other people have found that I haven't mentioned, and new ones that we'll find as a community as we keep playing. And that's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching as always. Let me know down in the comments below if you think I've missed anything. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.